Hello, my name is John Bonner. I founded Glass Specialist in 2003. In 2003, it looked a lot different than it does now. We had a S10 truck, and it was just me. I would drive around from gas station to gas station with my business cards, and I would intentionally park next to somebody that had a broken windshield, and hopefully I could start a conversation with them and see if I could get them to come to our shop for a windshield. Back then, we did maybe 2 to 3 windshields a week, and now it's grown into this monster. It's crazy to think that 20 years ago my phone rang about once a day, and now we have 2 people answering phones, and sometimes that's not enough. When you're in our waiting room, we put our core values up on the wall. Those core values matter. We live by these 10 core values. Up here is our core focus. We provide our guest safety and security by embracing the extreme importance of a properly installed windshield, as if our own family will be driving in each vehicle. Another thing that makes us different, we have no gossip contract. We've all worked somewhere where there's a lot of negativity, people have problems with their coworkers and they don't have any way to resolve it. So that just results in a toxic work environment, and nobody feels like they're heard. Here, if you see something that you don't like, you can come marching into my office and I'll rationalize why we're doing it the way we're doing it. Or more times than not, we'll make some changes. And it's not a change that's gonna happen in a couple weeks. We usually get that thing solved right away. If you've ever seen the movie The Founder, when Steve Kroc was in a tennis court and they figured out how to get the speed kitchen to get a hamburger from the grill to a bag and to their customer in 15 seconds, I thought, how could we do that with the glass shop? So I tried to minimize as much motion as possible. Come check it out. So instead of fighting with a vacuum, where you're bringing a vacuum up to the car and then rolling it up and putting it away after each job, we have our vacuum hoses hanging from each side of the car. My theory was I never wanted you to be more than an arm's length away when you're putting a windshield in, and cut down on as much motion as possible. This has helped make it a symphony of efficiency. We also have our air hoses hanging from the ceiling as well, and then we have electrical over here. So with the vacuums on each side of the car, our air hoses and our electrical if needed, you can bring this tool cart up to the front of your vehicle, and now you're never more than an arm's length away from everything you need to do a windshield. So if we got 4 cars in the bays, there's gonna be one of these tool carts in front of each bay. And we know I'm guilty of it. Losing tools is annoying and it happens all the time. The cool thing about this is, if this tool was left underneath the hood, you're gonna notice because you got this big yellow piece screaming at you. So instead of realizing that you're missing the tool, when you need it, you're gonna know right when you get done with the car. After we're done with the replacement, we're extremely picky with our installs. We have a commitment to get it as good or better than it was when it left the factory for the original windshield replacement. One of our core values is deliver wow through service. So to cut down on our comebacks, we have a leader come back and look over every vehicle when it's done. This is cool to catch something that could have got missed. These guys actually do what's called a plant. So they'll take and put a smudge on the window or put something that they have to catch. So a lot of times when you're trying to find that, you'll find something else that they missed. This is how we keep our quality as high as possible. When COVID first hit, we were so dead, I got creative and I thought, okay, we don't have a lot to do. Let's put a handwritten thank you card in every car that we do. Well, the response that we got from that was incredible. So we actually decided to keep that. And now doing 30, 40 windshields a day, we put a handwritten thank you card in every car. They're not all the same either. They're switched up. We put a hanger that has care instructions, and then we got our core values loud and proud on the back, along with a $20 off coupon. Then we put our own custom water bottles in the cup holders. If you check out our reviews, I know this seems like a small touch. People absolutely love this, and what it's done for our reputation has been just, it's been fun and exciting to watch. So I'm a big believer in incentives. I don't like hourly wage, although everybody here is on an hourly wage. If the company's making money, we want to share that. So I don't want to have somebody with the employee mindset. of them working 8 to 5. I really want them to feel like an owner. So this is one of our many profit sharing systems. The team all looks at this number. So this is how many windshields we did on the 24th, and then we did 9 chips. For every 3 chip repairs, that counts as a point, and so does a calibration. So they know they did 30. That's the number that they look at every day. And every day, they get a piece of the profits. So they don't have to wait till the end of the year to get it. At the end of the day, they know, oh, we kicked butt today. I made an extra X amount. We look for somebody that already fits these values. I can go through them a little bit, but culture is priceless. That means we believe that work should be enjoyed, not endured. Part of the way that we achieve that is we also don't work Saturdays and Sundays. It's important for us. It's important to me that you have a very well-balanced life. If you're not seeing your families because you're working on the weekend, you're not going to be able to be a rock star for us. So you get the weekends off. Do more with less. We used to do everything. We did bed liners, window tint, flat glass, shower doors, and one day I was in Arizona and I saw an In-N-Out. And next to the In-N-Out was a Panda Express. The Panda Express literally had no cars in their driveway. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that makes sense. In-N-Out had, no exaggeration, 50 cars. They had 50 cars in line, and I'm like, all they do is hamburgers, steaks, and fries. They just do 3 things, and they do them well. So we came back, we cut everything except for auto glass, which put us in a good position for the calibrations, and that's it. We think we can be the best in auto glass. We're not gonna sell you a bed liner, and we're not gonna sell you a flashlight. Deliver wow through service. We talked about this with the thank you cards, the quality. Have fun. Once again, we think that workplace should be enjoyed, not endured. Integrity, that speaks for itself. Embrace changes and challenges. Some of those examples were we were one of the first to get into calibrations, and it was just so confusing in the beginning because we couldn't get any answers from anybody. We couldn't call anybody else who was doing it because nobody was doing it. And Matt and I spent 1 year chasing anybody down we could to give us information on how to calibrate. And luckily I ended up meeting Dave Leach, and he ended up mentoring us, and now we're doing calibrations. Think outside the box. We hire talented people and we get out of their way. It's not corporate where if you have a good idea, you can't do anything with it. If you got a good idea here, let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do with it. Be humble. We don't want any arrogance here. Anybody that thinks they have auto glass 100% figured out is a liar. Be passionate. We want you to be passionate.
I'm Taryn over at Glass Specialist, and I have been working here for 4 years, almost 5. Glass Specialist, we take pride in everything we do, from the outside of the building to the inside of the building, to the outside of a guest's vehicle, to the inside of their vehicle. We have people here that take pride in their work, and when something doesn't look right or not appropriate, we go the extra mile to make sure that the vehicle is up to our standard, which is an incredibly high standard. That is what's incredibly important to us, is we don't want you to come here and get a service. You can go anywhere and get a service. We want you to come here and get an experience.
Okay, so what sets Glass Specialist apart from other glass shops? I would say the number one key detail is the person that started Glass Specialist, and that's my husband, John Bonner. I've never in my life met someone more passionate about glass. And I've done YouTubes on this before, but literally when I met him, I thought, how can you be excited about glass? What is so exciting about glass? But he has this igniting passion that it makes you excited. I love a lot of things, but I now love glass too because of my husband. So with the passion that he brings in, it ignites his entire team. He's always striving and working to make things better, greater, and grow, and he leaves the opportunity for people to bring ideas and hear them. And I know in a lot of places it's not like that. So he welcomes people to bring ideas and help the growth of the business.